Chase Sexton rides Levi Kitchen's bike this week and changes everything. Cooper Webb is already 21 points down. Will Max Anstie retaliate on Degan? Tomac's on a roll, and can he make it 3 for 3? Why did Hunter Lawrence not make contact for the win against Tomac? And we got some injury updates from Oldenburg and Faulkner. All that and more on this episode of Track Talkers.
Nap on the 723.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back once again. This is round 2 San Diego Supercross recap. We're in the studio with my brother, Tyler Entignap, ex-professional athlete, and we have a very special guest once again, the best one-on-one interviewer in our sport. Everybody welcome Jase from Gypsy Tales. Say what's up, bro.
What's up, boys? How are we?
Dude, we're doing really good. I'm excited. This weekend was so intense. I mean, the main event, everything about it had the energy, had everything we wanted, everything we expected. It was just like, it was literally like a fairy tale almost, right?
Yeah, this was definitely a good one. Bro, San Diego just delivers. Last year was a banger. This year was a banger. So yeah, it's been a sick start to the series too. There is a lot going on.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a bunch going on, but like you just made such a good point, Jace. Every year, Ty, it seems like the track just makes it that way. I don't know what it is, but ever since we kind of changed to Snapdragon, the dirt is so good on the floor. We talked about it in the last episode with Weston, how it was like kind of rocky. But dude, It was so tacky and so good on TV. Like when I was watching the first heat with Hunter Yoder and Max Volan, I was like, this is prime time. Like people ask me all the time, do I want to come back and race? And I'm like, no. And then I watched that heat race and I'm like, yes, get me on the bike right now.
I mean, that's what everybody was saying through Race Day Live. Even Ricky said it on the broadcast. And I would agree with everybody, dude. Like when that track was prepped and everything was fresh, it just looked like a fun ass Supercross track to ride. And you could tell with the competition, everybody on the track was just gelling. You could kind of go anywhere. There was multiple lines in multiple different sections, and it was technical on top of it, where if you could have the balls to just, sprint to that next corner or jet in the whoop section and just hit your marks, you could make up time. But if you're a little too relaxed, you could lose time as well.
Yeah, I mean, everything just looked perfect all around, but we're kind of breaking into the Twisted Tea debrief. But before we get to that, Jace, I want to talk about something that's absolutely monumental for our sport. You spent 100 hours with Joe Shimoda. You have an exclusive screening January 23rd. That is this Friday in Laguna Beach. I think it starts at 6:30, goes to 9:30. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Mate, you're such a pro, mate. You should, you're bloody killing it, eh? You're making me feel like a shit podcaster. So I was in Australia for a while and Joe was in Japan and I hit him up and I'm like, wait, let's do 100 hours. I'm in Oz. I'll fly over with the boys.
Yeah.
So he was back for a while. He went to the last round of the Sugo National Motocross series in Japan. So it was like the last round for that series.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we basically we flew in, we hung out that night, we watched Sugo, then we went back and stayed in Joe's. Well, we went to Tokyo for a couple of days and then we stayed in Joe's hometown of Suzuka. And
come on,
dude, it was so fun. Like we were eating breakfast with his grandma. We went to his primary school. We went to the track he grew up on and did a bit of partying, did a bit of karaoke.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah, dude. It's like we honestly, I just hope the video shows how much fun we had and how cool Joe is, because he's the funniest dude. And I say it in the video, but he's so funny when he's trying to be funny. And then he's so funny when he's not trying to be funny. And it literally just makes him funny 24 hours a day.
Oh, that's awesome. I love to hear it. Yeah, no, I'm definitely gonna make an appearance. You know, after all press day's done, I'm gonna cruise down to Laguna Beach and go check that out. I think, you know, just anything more we can get about Joe Shimoda is gonna be absolutely amazing. And two, on top of it, I seen the new Jason Wygant podcast you put up, and I seen the snippet, and you said, I hope it comes across, you know, cool or you know, inspiring or whatever. Dude, I'm sucked in. As soon as I seen the little snippet, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm all in. I seen you guys like grilling sushi. I seen you guys with the microphone at the karaoke. I'm like, dude, I have to see this. I have to.
I forgot all that footage was in there. Okay, all right. I was like, fuck, you're pretty fired up. Yeah, dude, it was, man, honestly, it was really cool. And like the Cole Davies video was epic.
Yeah.
And I had that video in my head for a long time, and it just it's just timing to make those things happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was so pumped on how much people enjoyed that. Yeah. And I was like, man, this is like just the tip of the iceberg. There's so much that I want to do. And I think that I won't give away too much, but there's definitely like a bigger picture conversation around how important Japan has been for our motorcycling culture. And we don't even talk about it. We don't even think about it. And it's not until Joe came and did what he's doing that we're like, how cool is it that a Japanese guy is winning Supercross? And it's like, dude, without Japanese, there would be no Supercross.
Oh, I mean, it's kind of crazy to think about, but I guess, you know, we all ride Japanese bikes or Austrian bikes, right? And Japanese have been around forever.
Yeah, and when the sport was really being built, it was those four companies. Like,
yeah, totally.
In the heyday of Supercross, there was no KTM, there was no Ducati, there was no Triumph. So, you know, those guys, like those four companies, just wanting to make a better dirt bike, literally gave birth to Supercross. And the way that American riders challenged the development, you know, like the Americans just pushed the sport so hard.
Definitely.
And the Japanese were like, bet, let's go. And every year they just tried to make a gnarlier motorcycle. And next minute we have Eli Tomac and Jet Lawrence and Joe Shimoda and Hunter and Haiden Deegan, you know?
Yeah, pretty cool. Well, let's get right into this, boys. The debrief brought to you by Twisted Tea. If you need to relax, pop open a can of half and half, right, Uncle Ty?
Hey.
I mean, I could tell a couple
don't argue
guys.
With anybody in the liquor store, bro.
I can tell a couple guys need to pop a Twisted Tea after this weekend. It's been a little rough. Well, let's start off with the 250 class. We got to break it down. I think one of the sickest things I've seen all night long, Heat 1, Max Volant and Hunter Yoder. I mean, dude, Hunter Yoder right now is 2 for 2, boys.
I know, on hole shots?
Yes.
It is.
That's what I mean.
And then I have to I just want to give props to Max Volant because he is looking like his old self. Like, there was no hiccup in his corners or anything. Like, he's mastered that handbrake, and I just have to give so much props to him because he's looking so good. He just needs to get a good start in the main event and ride up front, and I think he'll be there. It's just some bad luck happened in the main event this past weekend.
Well,
yeah, and Hunter Yoder, he's like kind of finally getting a chance. You know, he was the Geico superstar kid and just had the worst career timing in terms of luck. And it's just taken him so long to get an opportunity. And now he's got an opportunity. He's kind of crushing it. He's kind of doing a Cody Shock.
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt. And two, the other thing I wanted to bring up with you boys is, like, we all know this from racing. And Jase, you know this from being part of the sport. Where is the best place to get better, Uncle Ty?
Hey, Club MX right underneath Chad Reed's wing.
Dude, not only that, but what's the other thing? What have we learned it from Tony Alessi?
Oh,
Yeah,
being
whole
up front.
Yes.
Yeah, being up front, bro. That's
If you get out front and you have the confidence that, oh yeah, I'm gonna be up front, then all of a sudden it's like, dude, I can't even tell you how many times, even towards the end of my career, where I'm like, yeah, I'll go out and press day second and I'll watch the guy. And then I see the guy do the triple and I can go do the triple literally perfect. And it's the same damn philosophy with the boys. If you have Hunter Yoder out front, one of these times he's going to be right next to Haiden Deegan. He's going to be right next to Max Anstie. He's going to be right next to Levi Kitchen. And that's going to be that elevated speed, right? That you can't get to. But when you see it right in front of you and you realize that that elevated speed is only in certain spots, you start to believe, my brother. And when you start to believe, you can do it. Right, Uncle Ty? I mean, how many times have you been behind a guy and you thought he was so fast and you get behind him and you're like, damn, you know what? He's just really fast over there.
Hey, well, that's what I was about to say is like, you know, we don't like to do it, but we sometimes put riders on a pedestal, right? Where you're like, dang, that guy's so fast. Damn, that guy's ripping. And you really never see yourself ride. But when you're right behind him and you're getting roosted and you're hanging with them, for a lap or 2 laps, you're like, dang, this is actually not this fast, Yes. I can do this. I can make this happen. And I can clean up a few things, my bike a little bit here, or like, oh, damn, Deegan's doing this line. I can do that line. Oh, that saved me a quarter second here. That saved me a half a second here. And then it just becomes so much easier because now you're literally just riding with a ghost in front of you and you're not riding in the fog, just, battling some dude in 13th. You're battling up front and that's where you eventually want to get. But when you're there and you're dicing with those guys, it's not as bad as you think, especially when you're when you're ready and you have the facility and the training to back you. It's just being part of that program and just being ready for the opportunity to be up front.
Yes, I 100% agree with you. And I got a question for you, Jason. And I think we all seen it this weekend, right? We seen the picture of Max Vohland and Hunter Yoder going over the over-under tunnel, right? And Hunter Yoder pointing at him. I want to know what your thoughts are, Jase, on that picture, that moment, and just everything that is wrapped up in that exact time that happened.
Well, I mean, I hope I'm right, but I feel like the boys are they were stoked on each other, like 1-2 in a heat in a stacked West field it's pretty crazy, man. And it's funny, Brandon Haas actually did the pod on Friday.
Yeah.
So that's coming out cool. soon. But dude, hearing about Club, I mean, after listening to that interview, I think people sleep on Club. And I don't know when the transition point's going to come. Like, remember Star Racing was kind of mid?
Yes.
And
yes.
Then you get Cooper and you go from Davalos and then you get Cooper Webb and Jeremy Martin and a couple of things go right. You get a great motorcycle. And then at some point, Star Racing is Star Racing. And I think Club's going to have that moment at some point.
Yeah.
And it's got to be like in people's minds, right? Because the program's like insanely good as it is because they're getting whole shots over everybody.
Yes.
So it's like the program's good. The facility's there. I think everyone's mind just isn't quite made up as to how good Club is. And so that moment for me is maybe one of those moments that changes people's perspective. Like maybe we're just seeing a bit of a shift at Club.
Yeah, and I agree with you.
Hold on one second before we move on. I think that just picks up another question in my head is like, dude, I think that time's coming sooner than later. Like, because we have a healthy Cody Shock coming into East Coast, and he's, I think, with the competition on East Coast with Cole Davies, but he could be up there and a podium guy every single weekend, and we could see that in the next few weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I guess the point I was trying to make by bringing this up is, and Jase, you did a great job kind of wrapping that up into a nice package, is just, dude, it's a different style team. You don't see, and they're making their own way. You are not going to see Cameron McAdoo and Levi Kitchen pointing at each other. You're not going to see Max Anstie and Moseman pointing at each other all stoked up. You know what I mean? It's a different environment. It's a different feel. And when you have a team behind you, I can't even tell you. Everybody knows this. We all have to work. We all have real jobs. You know what I mean? I'm not a Supercross racer anymore. If you don't have people that help you build you up in your business or whatever you're doing, you're not going to get there as fast as you would by yourself. And that's just what I think Brandon Haas has built over there at FXR is, yes, they are serious and yes, they are professional, but they've done a similar thing that they've done over at Twisted Tea is like build that family environment, build that, hey, we're growing together and we have that chip on our shoulder all together. And, you know, if one guy wins, we're all winning because that makes everything look so much better. And to see both those guys go 1 and 2 in that heat, I think that was probably one of the biggest steps we've seen from FXR moving into that, you know, next echelon of teams. Let's talk about heat number 2 just a little bit. We seen Max Anstie get the whole shot. Uncle Ty.
Hey,
Uncle Ty.
I got it. I have
Uncle
to call
Ty.
my boy. I
Uncle
gotta call
Ty.
my boy Max, bro. I gotta call my boy Max. Dude,
Hey, can
he
we?
went 2 for 2 on
can
whole
you-
shots this weekend.
Can you look
I gotta
into the
give my boy
camera
a
and
hug.
give a full apology to Max Anstie?
Max, I hope you're on the spin bike watching this. And I just hope you keep the ball rolling, bro, and just keep on getting those whole shots and being out front. And some more wins are coming your way. And just the little Degan hiccup is just a hiccup. That's it. And we're gonna be moving forward, bro. We're gonna be moving forward.
Okay.
I'm so happy for you.
Should we try to piss Max off a little bit? Is that like the key here? Like,
What
Dude.
am I missing with the Max thing?
so Ty went on the pod
Oh.
at the A1 review and was like, yeah, Max's biggest fault is he's not good at starts. And sure enough, Max was like,
Missed
dude.
one.
Yeah. And then he saw me on track walk A1. He's like, hey, I just want to let you know, I've been getting all the whole shots at Star, dude. And I'm going to be getting whole shots. And I just want you to eat your words. I'm like, dude, honestly, anything will not make me more happier than seeing you up front first lap, bro.
Dude, Max is literally a gem, bro.
Oh,
he is.
He is.
I think that this is going to make Max quite big this year.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. This is, I mean,
Like
we're
his
talking.
time is coming.
Yeah, we're talking Max Anstie stock value going up, baby. Yeah, but heat 2, you know, pretty uneventful. Haiden Deegan wins the heat. Max Anstie gets second. We did see a nice little pass by Moseman right at the beginning, but Deegan did make a mistake.
That was a good battle between Degan and Anstie in the heat. They battled in the heat too, right?
Yeah, yep. It was solid.
Yeah, I mean, dude, how was Degan after the under-over in that heat race?
Yeah,
Before Max hadn't switched to the outside, he was still hitting the inside.
yeah.
Yes.
And dude, Degan was railing that.
Yeah. I mean, there were
outside,
some
bro.
specific spots where Deegan I think what Deegan does really well, and we've seen this before, is he's just good at picking lines that he's good at. You know, like before the finish line too, he was taking that outside and just railing that rut and just leaning it all the way over wide open and just making it happen. And it's like, that's where it's like, okay, what's the fast line? What's the good line? And then what's the line?
Degan line?
Exactly. What's the
Yes.
line that's best for me? What's the Jet Lawrence line that he's taking that's going to make him the best? And that's really, you know, what separates those guys, because I'm gonna get on a lost trail down this road. But either way, one of the big things that is so apparent to me in Supercross is Ken Roczen, Eli Tomac, Hunter Lawrence, Cooper Webb, Chase Sexton. All these guys have the same amount of talent. And a lot of the nights, it's who can use the track to their advantage to make themselves the fastest. You know, it's not like this guy's actually that much faster. It's that this guy's making better choices on this night. You know, like I look at the dartfish all the time, and it's the dumbest places that you see losing time from other guys. You know, it's like coming out of the corner, he didn't pin it, or he was one rut up. It's like, you can't tell me one rut up makes a guy more like an actually technically better rider. It's not a difference. It's just a matter of line selection. But with that being said, go ahead, Jase.
Well, yeah. So, I mean, like I love what you're saying. And so there's a couple, I like the track this weekend too. Like we're sort of talking about at the top of the show, but I think one of the things that made it good is not crazy rutted turns and some that were not rutted at all.
Yeah.
But there was the ruts in the rhythm sections were kind of tech enough that they were like really risky, but it was still fast. Like they weren't deep enough to slow you down. Yeah. And I think that when that combination is right, you just see you just really do see the cream rise to the top. And you're right, like that kind of creates some lines. Like I felt as good as Prado was riding in the practice, I felt like he was going to struggle last night purely because of that one full rhythm section. Like it just looked like he was not quite comfortable sending it into those ruts at the speed that he had to do it.
Yeah.
And so, dude, like Haiden had some crazy speed on different sections. Like he wouldn't have touched the brakes from the triple where he took Max out, that next triple. He would break into that turn, I'm sure. And then he would not break again until after the second set of whoops. Like he was, I'm not joking, dude. Like I was watching specifically for this. He would land off that triple, hit the brakes, wide under over. He would roll, no throttle, just a full free coast from the landing of the finish line all the way through that turn. Yeah. And then he'd break before the 180 after the set of whoops. But that is insane. And Hunter was kind of doing the same thing. He would have been breaking after the finish line a bit, I'm sure. Yeah. But dude, Degan, straight free coasting. Like crazy way to use the track.
Yeah, I mean, but that's his style. Again, you know, like that's what we talked about is like he's been built on corner speed and momentum and just, you know, keeping up the miles per hour. If you're going 15 down the straightaway, you got to go 15 in the corner.
Hey, to be diving deep a little bit more into like technique wise, Degan has, I feel like, more lean angle most of the time than anybody else on the track. As far as like ruts and if there was a groove
and commitment,
I feel like Degan is going to be leaning that bike and leaning himself farther than anybody else. You agree or no?
Oh yeah, 100%. There's no question.
And he's like the Max Verstappen in terms of just the raw like car / bike talent. And you just get that from riding so much. And as someone at his age, I don't know how many more people at his age would have done more hours on a dirt bike. Like, let's say he's done 26,000 hours on a dirt bike. Cole Davies might have done 15,000 or 19,000. Like, if you could actually know that statistic, I guarantee he would have the most bike time. And I just think that's where you see that is lean angle, comfort, not using the brakes. Like, I mean, he was just ridiculous last night with some of the things that he was doing. And honestly, Hunter Lawrence had some of those same vibes in the 450s, but I'm sure we'll talk about that.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get into this 250F main event. You know, we'll save the takeout for the end, but I want to talk about standout rides. And the two guys that really stood out to me last night were Cameron McAdoo and Michael Mosiman, and kind of under that same umbrella of just like, we gotta break down Cameron. That kid needs to be studied. Okay. Yeah. And the reason I say this, I have never in my life seen a guy that can be off the track that much and be hurt that often and somehow come back and be on the podium and look like that. How is this even possible, boys? Like, the kid has to be superhuman, right?
Yeah, he is, what do they say, built different?
Yes, built different. He's him. I mean, imagine if you could have Cameron McAdoo healthy for 4 years, what that kid would be like in the 250 class.
Dude, it would be amazing.
It'd be unstoppable. Yes or no?
Yes.
And this is my point. We love the Kitch. We love the Kitch. Especially, I got some respect for him after Haiden Deegan in the press conference at A1 was like, dude, I don't know why you're comparing me to a guy with 0 titles versus 5. And the kid sitting right next to him, and Levi didn't even make a face. Didn't even flinch. But either way, why does Levi Kitchen have so much speed and can't pop out front, but yet the guy who's been off for a year and a half is making it happen? How is that possible? Ty, break it down for me.
I have a pretty hefty take on Levi Kitchen and Chase Sexton, where we have.
We're talking about Cameron McAdoo and Levi Kitchen
in the 250 main event.
Thank you.
I feel like they were both in similar scenarios where it was kind of a do or die weekend, and there was a lot of pressure on Levi Kitchen that he felt on that main event.
Yeah.
Whether he likes it to admit it or not, there was. And he was about 10 feet away from pulling it off in that first corner, but he didn't. And then all worst case scenarios go through his body, and basically he gets a big sign of relief. Then he can ride free after that. Before that little crash, he needs to figure out how to be in that free zone and be able to ride free before he makes that mistake. Because I feel
before
like
the
in
relief
these high
of
pressure
like, oh, this
situations,
is worst case scenario.
Yeah, because in these high pressure situations, he seems to do something. If it's consciously or unconsciously, like something always seems to happen in a high pressure situation.
Yeah, subconsciously, he's doing something.
Something's happened with Levi where he's missing a mark or something, where he's just making these ding dong decisions, and then as soon as that happens, then he can ride to his full potential, and he absolutely kills it and rips all the way to 4th place, basically from dead last.
Yeah.
I mean,
and what he says after the race is
Chase do a similar thing?
Isn't it funny that they're training together? Is that kind of weird?
But that's what I'm saying. It's like, it's all about that just mental, I don't know, the mental attitude or the mental space or wherever your head's at that moment of this, like, when that mistake happens for Levi Kitchen, I guarantee you that's worst case scenario in his head. So he's like, man, that already happened. There's nothing else that can happen to me tonight. So Miles will just go out there, ride, slice and dice, and see how far I get. And he got all the way up to 4th.
Yeah.
But he doesn't ride like that if he gets, a good start, or we haven't seen it this year because we're only in round 2, but he just needs to make it through the first corner. Just make it through. This is second main event in the row, and he hasn't been able to make it through the first corner. It just bums me out because he's so good.
Yeah. Jase, what's your take on the sitch? On the Kitch?
I kind of agree. The Kitch sitch.
Yeah.
The Kitch sitch is a bummer because as far as people go, I mean, I think he's the best. Like, he's just such a good dude away from racing. And it's just hard to even have a take that goes in any way against him. But it's just like, yeah, he's just not in the conversation for the championship.
Yeah. But that's the thing, though.
If you're just being like fully objective right now.
Yes. Fully objective.
Is Levi Kitchen a chance at, if it was a 450 championship over 17 rounds, I'm like, we're chilling. Like, just you boys are carrying on. But when there's half a season to get it done and you're going against Haiden Deegan and Max Anstie, like, you have to be better now, and something's not clicking. But that's the thing, man. Like, when it's a mental thing worth looking at, because Chase is very similar, like Hangtown, 40th to 1st. And then you look at, Jet goes out of the Nationals, and Chase is the biggest beast on planet Earth.
Yeah.
And then, and you've seen it a few times to where, like, someone goes out and then he's just like unbeatable.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think it's those pressure off situations where, yeah, you drop it in the first turn, you got nothing to lose. And then it's like, okay, that's the critical sentence, nothing to lose. So when you've got nothing to lose, you're unreal. But when you've got something to lose, you're not able to reach that same potential. And it's like, that would be the piece that I would try and get across. It's like, this isn't a criticism as much as like, if this could be something to look into, because, you know, it seems like, as you said, Ty, there's just a kind of a different, there's like two versions.
Yeah. And like, that's
the reason why I say that is because, dude, I feel like anybody that has been in competition where they have nerves and then they think about like the worst case scenario, as small as it could be. Like, Addy, I remember your first weekend of qualifying at St. Louis, actually.
Yep.
And he went through free practice. He got everything done. And I could just see him like riding tight and like barely making like the rhythms and stuff like that. He was doing everything. And then he slid out, crashed. There was only like a couple minutes left in the practice. He crashed, and then he like looked up the clock, and then he like turned his brain off and was like, oh shit, I gotta get this done. And then he just went out there, literally that next lap, just went for it. And it was his best lap time by like 2 or 3 seconds, because you had the capability of shutting your brain off.
Yes. And it's like, go ahead, Jase.
That's what makes Jet so good. Jet lives in that space, bro. Like,
he does.
You watch Jet do, did you watch the video that he did with Jason Day, the golf video?
No.
Missed it. So he does a golf video with Jason Day and plays lights out. The pressure to be an amateur golfer that you really, really love golf, and then you're playing with a dude that used to be ranked world #1.
Yeah.
And then you play good golf. Bro, the level of gamer that you have to be to do that is psychotic. Like,
it is. It's that's unheard of.
Borderline study that brain type shit.
Yes.
And that's why Jet is so good.
Yep.
And that, I feel like that's why you see these veterans so good, is because they can get into that mentality, and it's literally like a light switch. They can flip it on and off because they flipped it so many times. And that's where like Kitchen's got to develop how to flip that switch on and how to flip it off.
Yes. But
because he is so good.
Yes, there's no question.
Dude,
he
watching
is
him ride
remarkable.
Practice and dude, the way that he uses his body and his length to stand up through those bowl turns as late and as fast as he does, man, he's a freak talent.
Yes.
And I think he's going to be way better on the 450, but he's just got to figure out how to race day in, day out.
And Ty, you nailed it on the head once again. You know, and it all makes sense too. I'm like even thinking about it more. What adds the most amount of pressure to your situation, to the Kitch situation?
Having potential.
Yes. And what has he done 2 times in a row?
I don't know.
Not lived up to it.
Fastest lap time.
Yeah.
And what does that say? That says you have the most potential to get it done. You're the guy who's supposed to do it. So now twice in a row, he's gone out. He's been the fastest qualifier. He got his bonus from Mitch Payton. Mitch Payton is side-eyeing. I'm like, dude, you're the fastest guy. Now all you got to do is not mess it up. So clearly, from outsider looking in, this is an anxiety or race anxiety type of issue. Yes? No?
I mean, I feel like everybody deals with a certain amount of stress or anxiety.
But it's how you deal with it, right?
It's just,
exactly.
You know, there's
just
different words to it, but pressure, whatever you want to call it. But something he might not, you know, he probably thinks it's just, I mean, we could be blowing smoke right now. It's just a whole nother thing because, like I said, 10 feet different. If he, you know, didn't get chopped so much by Max Anstie,
he was so close.
He was fine, you know. But that's where it's just you got to handle the situations,
but
you know, at that moment, at that time.
That's the art of being the best. You want to be the best. That's what you've got to master.
Okay, So
Yes.
at Track Talkers, we talk shit, right? But what we do is we're ex-racers. So we bring the positivity always. So now what can we bring to the table to help Levi Kitchen? What's the advice? Like if we were in Levi Kitchen's situation right now, you got all the pressure in the world. You've fastest qualifier twice. You know you could do it. From all of our experience, from outside looking in, from inside looking out, from hovering up above, all three of us, what's the best advice we can give going into round 3?
I'll start with, I would not even like, just speaking to main event, because I'm going to make it short, is just have a plan for, I mean, they probably already have this, but I would just break it down into a situation where we've had 2 mishaps in the first corner already. So I would just be like, hey, let's pick the gate according to whole shot percentage and safe percentage, meaning we're not going to be picking way inside. We're going to be picking like kind of right in the middle, but a good line. And then what are we going to do if someone does push us down? And then what are we going to be doing in the second hand corner to make sure we get into at least mid pack around the first turn and crossing the finish line, at least I would say no worse than 5th, because if he stays up, he is, 5th, no problem. So just I would pick your gate accordingly to whole shot percentage and safe factor, and then have a plan in the second corner on what you're going to do if you're in a certain situation.
Jase, let's hear it, dude.
I would just say he just needs to really trust himself, believe in himself, set some goals throughout each day that he can kind of hit, and just to build momentum. Like, what would be things I could do today that would build me momentum into the main event? And I just think, and I mean, this is something that I just try and do in my own life, but just like really try and understand my process that gets the best out of myself. I think
come on, boys, let's go.
Yeah, I just think that's the secret. Like if you really want to, I think that's what locking in is just to like really own your process, own your day, and execute on the things that you need to do to have that day. And it's like, be selfish, be a pro athlete, be a fucking savage, and go out and know what gets the best out of you, and live that day, the entire 24 hours of that Saturday, and do what you got to do to win, because he's a fucking G.
Yep. I agree with both you boys, and I'm going to make this short and sweet, but in my experience, I've had a lot of anxiety racing, and, I've had to get over it. And I think one of the biggest things that you got to do when you're in a situation like Kitchen, and this is kind of like a summary of both what Ty and Jase just said, is you got to make checkpoints throughout your race. And instead of focusing on, I have to get a good start, because once you focus on having to get a good start, all you're thinking about is getting a good start, which turns into, oh shit, if I get a bad start, we're effed. So just focus on what part of the start is actually going to get you the best start. If that's the clutch release, if that's whatever that might be, focus on that and have checkpoints throughout the entire track. So as soon as you go off the gate at Anaheim 2, all you're thinking about on the gate is your clutch release. When you get to the first corner, my next goal is by the finish line, I want to pass at least 5 guys. That's going to be my next checkpoint. So that way we're taking it off of being so scatterbrained, because in my experience, the more anxiety I get, the more nervous I get, is the more I'm firing off in different directions. My brain just gets scattered. So really just create that single focus point and have an exact plan of like, what is going to make me the most successful? Clutch release off the start. Then after the start, what's going to put me in the best position? Passing as many guys as possible. How many guys am I going to pass? 5. So that way I have an exact number. I'm not making it up in my head. Whatever that is, I'm going to pass 5 guys, and just so on and so forth throughout the whole night, and let the thing unfold. Because one thing I've learned about Supercross, you can only control what you can control. Do the best you can. Bop, bop, bop. All right. Geez, I think we covered 250s pretty solid. I mean, Haiden Deegan, we're going to break down the Haiden Deegan, Max Anstie takeout in a later segment. But is there anything else in the 250 main event, boys, that you guys want to talk about?
I just want to give a
before we
huge
talk about the next
congratulations
thing-
to Michael Mosman.
Oh, okay. Yeah. What about you, Jace?
250 main. I mean, yeah, I think just the Cameron McAdoo thing, like you spoke about, I just think it's worth just acknowledging just how good that dude is, you know. It's really cool to see that. And then Michael Mosman, like he needed a podium as well. And he was good in the heat. He was good in the race. So, yeah, I think the West Coast is, the West Coast is representing right now.
Yeah. And
Hold on one second. Did you guys
Excuse
see
me.
Chance Hymas almost died?
Oh,
who didn't see it, my boy?
Oh my God. The panic of him like trying to shift up in slow-mo on TV. I felt for him so hard. I don't blame him for taking a breather after that one, bro.
dude.
Like,
Oh, bro.
I would have just raced the East Coast after that. I'd be like, you know what? The championship's done. Can I still do East?
Right? Like, I'm out, dude. I'm out. This is bullshit. Holy
damn.
crap. Yeah, that was.
Yeah, we have the footage, like Griff got it, and
Mhm,
we slowed it down today. And he was A, inches away from not dying off the triple, and then B, inches away from jumping into the other lane or into the into the stands.
Yeah.
I can't believe he stopped.
Pro, dude.
All of that
Hey.
was just bad.
Pro, dude. Pro. I mean, there is
That was
only a few guys that are pulling that off.
Yes, and
Yeah,
they're
that's
all
one of the
on
best
in that
saves I've ever
stadium
seen.
right now.
Yeah, one of the
Yeah.
best saves we've ever seen, for sure. I mean, and I've seen that all night long. Like, I'm like, oh yeah, I can see the little pocket on that triple out on the 353 tie, and I'm looking at this thing like, oh yeah, I'm waiting for somebody to full panic rev endo on this bad boy.
I know.
Well, he went
He
wide to stop Mosman passing him. So he's
Yeah.
gone
Yeah.
wide, and he's obviously hit like a bit of fat dirt after the berm before
Yes.
the takeoff, you know, because he's
Chase,
kind of out
so
in nowhere
when they're
land.
building the track, that bowl corner will lead
Yeah.
into
Yeah.
the outside lip. So like that transition is probably going to be super fresh and super abrupt.
Yeah.
So from him coming off the bowl corner and then going straight into that 3.5 lip, he probably just mistimed it just a little bit with his butt on putting the amount of pressure at the right spot. And that's what threw him forward. Like it looked like he hit a false neutral, but he just mistimed the seat bounce and just was going end over end.
He wasn't
Yeah, and you
thinking,
could
boys.
Yeah, well, he was still trying to make that triple so Mosman wouldn't pass him. So
Yes.
he's offline and he's just seat bounced it into some soft dirt and just like, bro.
Oh, that was, yeah, it's just like, we all know it too. The worst place to hit a 3 out of a rhythm is on the outside. Because, the berm comes down and it makes a V and there's no shot. That transition's twice as steep because of that. But 250 West Coast points right now. Haiden Deegan in the lead with 43 points. Max Anstie 1 point down. Chance Hymas 5 points down. Michael Mosman 6 points down. Ryder DeFrancisco 8 points down. Levi Kitchen 9 points down. And Max Volan 14 points down. So we're still in the game. The boys are still in the game. It's not over yet. 9 points for Levi Kitchen. It's hard to do when you're going against Degan. But with that being said, 9 points is doable, boys.
Yeah. And we got a couple shootouts too this year that are going to mix some things up.
Which Cole Davies is probably going to sweep.
Oh, the New Zealander, mate. All right, let's take on 450 Heat 1.
No, bro, we didn't talk about the takeout.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the takeout. Trust me. We are going to talk about the takeout. We got a whole dedicated segment just for the takeout. 450s, Heat 1. Chase Sexton finally comes away with the win, boys. I thought we turned around the season. Did we not?
Bro, all right. Can I go first on
Yes,
Heat 1?
please.
So
Yes.
Heat race 1, 5 laps in, I was pretty close to well, I can't bet money on Supercross, but I'll tell you what, I was pretty close to looking up the odds for Prado to win the championship because, look, that stock was surging 5 laps in. And, yeah, but then Chase obviously comes through, looked good. I don't know. I've had some people. I'm going to be accused of being a D1 Chase Sexton hater here, which is going to.
That's all right.
Look, I don't hate Chase at all.
No, dude, that's the thing. That's what nobody gets about these shows. Bro, I love all these riders.
Yeah, they're all legends.
Yes, they're all so cool. They're all great people that we know behind the scenes. Like, there's only a couple guys that I've ever really had a problem with and don't like. But we're on the show and we're giving professional opinions here. When they do something bad, we're going to call it.
Easy. Don't be going too hard with the terminology. At least for me. But no, I think, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, Chase is in the position where I'm just not going to get excited just yet. You know, like, do you remember the Chris Rock bit where he's like, love rap music, tired of defending it? It's kind of one of those.
Yeah.
Like, love Chase Sexton, tired of defending him. And I just like, yeah, I just think that, yeah, I'm just not sold yet, you know, and I think probably going to get into it again. But, you know, like his comments about Levi stuff, I'm just like, wow, this just feels way too early for this, you know?
Yeah. I mean, let's just be realistic. Like I said before, and I'm going to say it again, I love Chase Sexton. He's so cool. Whenever I talk to him, he's super chill. He's a good guy. But outside looking in, when you got a complete suspension swap, that's problematic. Okay.
At round 2.
Yes, that's problematic. When you have all your suspension taken off after press day at round 1, that's problematic. And that's what we've seen so far. With that being said, I think way, way too many people are counting out Chase Sexton too early. Now, am I going all in and saying Chase Sexton is going to be the man to beat in this championship? No. You know who that guy is? The number 3. But Chase Sexton was a second faster than everybody mid-main event. When you have speed like that to work with, you can get the job done. He will get comfortable. Monster Energy Kawasaki is a good team. Is the bike perfect? Is the bike great right now? No, probably not the best. But they will get it ready for Chase Sexton, and they will get that thing right, and they will earn it week in and week out. And when you have speed like Chase Sexton, you got something to work with, and he's only going to get better. Am I wrong or am I right, boys?
I mean, yeah. I mean,
do you think he's going to get worse?
Worse than 4th?
No, just worse in general as far as like overall showings of the weekend.
In the next 2 rounds, no, because they're going to be similar dirts. But I think, you know, going to softer tracks, I hope it translates.
Okay.
But going back to Heat 1, did you guys feel the tension in the air when Chase was like hunting down Prado?
Dude.
I
was like, I remember saying to the boys, I was like, is that a carrot or a KTM?
I don't think there was a person that wasn't thinking that, Uncle Ty.
Dude, George Prado is riding a carrot.
Oh my God. Yes.
Oh my God.
Just a little dangling carrot right out there for Chase Sexton to just focus in on. I doubt that like Chase ever even thinks about that, or even Jorge, but
no, Chase is thinking about it 100%.
Yes, they did.
Dude, there is zero shot that Chase Sexton saw Jorge Prado and didn't think, I am gonna pass that ass and blow his goggle strap so far out of the San Diego area code, it's not even funny.
Yeah, I'm with you. I was like, that's some murderous thoughts going on right there.
Thank you. All right, 450 Heat 2. Ken Roczen takes the win. Eli Tomac gets second. Aaron Plessinger gets third. Any thoughts on Heat 2, boys? I mean, it was kind of
just how good just how good Kenny is, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I heard a thing the other day saying that he hasn't changed his bike since Daytona. Like, get out of town, bro. Jase Sexton's using the 250F front end, and Ken Roczen hasn't changed his bike since Daytona. Like, brother, what are you guys? Who's beating that?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough when you have a guy that is as good as Ken Roczen and knows what's underneath of him without a doubt.
Oh,
that's
he's
hard
so
to
good.
beat. You could
He's
just
so
tell.
good.
You could just tell he's comfy
And-
on his bike, the way he looks.
Yeah, and I was going to say, like, before we were talking about Club MX, bro, HEP, that's the change they made.
Yeah.
Like, Dustin and what he's done over there,
Mm-hmm.
he's maybe still underrated in that program.
Yeah.
But they've had just this huge turning point, and I'm such a fan, bro. Like, just from being at the World Supercrosses around the boys and the
Mhm.
team,
Mhm.
and then the first couple rounds, and Kenny and his leading the championship last year. Yeah, those guys have just got such a good thing going, and Anderson's ripping too. So they've obviously just built a great bike.
Yeah, I mean, Anderson has, I think a lot to do with Anderson is just feels safe in the environment. I know that's kind of lame to say, but I just feel like Anderson rides good when he's happy. And obviously that's the same as well as Kenny, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Easy peasy. All right, well, let's jump in to the 450 main. And what does every 450 main start with? A start. Let's talk about the number 4 and the double tap. Can we, boys?
Did you see the flinch from Jorge? Because I did not see the flinch from Jorge.
Oh, wait, I saw it live. I was standing right behind the start gate, and I was up on that Sequan Casino deck or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was staring at Jorge because I'm like, he's probably going to get the whole shot.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
He just faked him out so hard, bro. Like, he went, but he didn't go forward. Like, he literally just faked him out. I don't know if Ricky picked it up on the broadcast, but he just said he flinched. But it wasn't a flinch because his fucking tires didn't even move, bro. Like,
well, I saw the replay, and
his elbow moved a tiny bit.
Yeah.
Yes. It was a full-blown fake out.
Dude, but that's the thing though, is okay, I've raced Supercross for 13, 12 years, whatever that might be. I've been faked out by a jump before, right? Like, obviously not where the guy's intentionally trying to jump, you know what I mean? But I've seen a guy next to me jump, and all I do is flinch for a second, but I've never hit the gate. I mean, you want to talk about the commitment in Chase Sexton's head? What is going on there? Is that too much commitment? I don't even know. I've never been at Chase.
But Chase kind of has a weird starting technique on where he
anxiety.
kind of creeps forward.
Yeah, I mean, I think Jase has a good point. It's the anxiety of the pressure of doing well. But Ty also has a point too. It's dude, he does have that kind of creep forward, send it method.
Yes.
So what are we going to do here? Because now, what messes up your reaction time more than anything? When you're almost waiting for somebody to fake you out.
Yeah. And so I reckon, and I feel like I've heard people in MXGP say that he's done that before.
Oh, really?
He's the best at, man, I don't know how much you boys follow the GPs, but
not as much as I should.
He pretty much whole shot every single moto.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we've heard the legend of Jorge Prado starts.
Yeah.
We all have.
So I feel like there's a lot to that. And so he got good starts on Cowie. He got good starts on KTM. He got good starts on Gas.
Yeah.
So I think he has the whole package of starts figured out.
Especially since he's back on his bike too. You know what I mean?
And maybe it's the kind of thing where, he's just he's in such a zone with starts that he just feels comfortable to like play in that environment and fake people out. Like it was just wild to see. And so Kenny went as well, but nailed the start.
Yeah.
So like front tire just scrubbing. So I mean, it was a chain reaction. Like Joey went, then Chase went.
But it looked like to me, like if you watch it again, Kenny flinched, but then went. You know what I mean? Like he flinched, stopped, and then went. You know, like it was almost perfect, not good time. Good time? I don't even know how to explain it for Kenny. You know, but
yeah, Chase he's hit the gate a few times, and so's Jet.
How many times has Jet hit it?
Dude, 3 or 4, I reckon.
Really? How come I forgot about that? Probably because he's not racing, right?
Well, and remember he had the one where he jumped and went forward over the start. And
we all remember that one.
Yeah, so there's been a few times that. So yeah, I mean, some guys have a bit of that rolling technique.
Yep. All right. Well, I don't even know what to say, boys. But you know what I do want to say? God bless America, because the number 3 is gonna win the championship. Like, can we get Eli Tomac some love, baby? This man seems unbeatable on the bike.
Bro.
What is going on?
Can I say something?
Yes, please.
He's not that far off McGrath's record.
Dude, I was thinking about that, and I was like, dude, he's only like 18 away. Like
17, I think.
17 now? Okay.
So let's say he wins 8 this season.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
And then he got to win 8 the next year. Big ask. But what about 4 and 4? Over 3 years.
Oh my gosh. Dude,
bro.
He might be the greatest of all time.
Dude. Oh, it makes you like I can't even believe this is the best we've seen Tomac in a couple years.
USA.
Yes! Born in the USA. I love it. Oh my gosh, dude. Like,
hey, it's definitely feasible. Like,
it ain't crazy. It's looking better than Jet at this point.
Poor Jet. I feel like ever since he said that, he just put this like almost like a black cloud above him. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, damn. I don't know. But either way, I don't want to go down the Jet route. Let's keep talking about Eli Tomac. Does he not look the best he's looked in 2 years on that KTM? Like, I haven't seen him look this good in a while. Like, he looks comfy, he looks fast, and he looks like really fit and snappy. I know I like the word snappy, but that's the word I'm using.
Yes, he looks very controlled. He looks smooth. He doesn't look notchy whatsoever. Like it seems like he really likes the power of that KTM. Like he can put the power to the ground. He gets to point A to point B on a straightaway very quick. And even when Kenny was trying to pass Hunter in that first part of the main event, you could see like Tomac not riding as hard, but still staying with those two guys. And you could kind of tell that he was just relaxed, finding his flow, finding the lines, and like getting ready to mount an attack. And then he just flipped the switch, put some pressure on Kenny, put pressure towards Hunter, and then just got the job done. Super smooth, nothing like too funky or out of control. It was amazing to see just the breakdown of like how he did it, how he could do it basically anytime in the race he wanted to.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate all the sponsors to our show, Twisted Tea, Dirt Trick Sprockets. If you haven't, use our code TRACKTALKERS26 at checkout. Stan Benson Racing. If you don't have anything, if you need some Pirelli tires, ETS fuel, go to Stan Benson Racing in Bakersfield. They sell it online as well. Guts Racing and SKDA. Yeah, I mean, Tomac, like you said, he made a push to Ken Roczen, then got in the scuffle, then backed off, then reset and made another push. But the thing that I want to talk about which was kind of weird to hear him say, was he needs better awareness because he didn't hear Hunter Lawrence on the last lap, and it surprised him seeing that red fender. Like, that is a little uncharacteristic of Eli Tomac. Now, is that part of Hunter Lawrence almost trying to be sneaky and maybe knowing that Eli Tomac didn't realize he was there and just trying to strike like, like a cheetah that's in the grass?
Well, I reckon it's got a bit to do with how loud Eli rides his motorcycle with earplugs.
And he rides with earplugs.
Yeah, and how quiet Hunter rides his Honda.
I forgot that Tomac rides with earplugs.
Dude, you don't?
No, never.
No.
Oh man, I can't ride without earplugs.
I get how you could do it, and I guess how it could be better, but I guess I just grew up and never changed. I never really tried it.
Yeah. Well, we do these big rides where we go for like a week or 10 days where we're just on the bike for 8 hours a day, and there's sections where you're just literally wide open on these dirt roads.
Yeah.
And it's just like, whoa.
Yeah, just too loud for too long.
Oh, man, and you've just got to wear it, otherwise you go insane. And then once you go back and you just go to a moto track, you're like, Jesus, these things are so loud.
Well, imagine being, like you said, being behind Tomac or like being Tomac.
Imagine being Tomac.
Like every corner is just wide open, clutch throttle pinned. But I think it's a little bit more of like, yes, definitely. I think the way Tomac rides does not cater to be able to notice that a different guy came up behind you. But as well, the fatigue sets in at the end of that moto. And Hunter Lawrence did make a cool, little push at the end that was surprising, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm just going to go full Lawrence brother.
Jace, I just want to let you know we fully expected it.
Yeah, perfect. All right, sweet. Well, the donuts are coming out of the oven. I've prepared the glaze. And here we go.
Yep.
I think that was the best Supercross ride of his career. I think that it was funny. I said to the boys that I was actually standing up and watching with Berner and Truman and Jeremy, and Berner actually had a Honda headset on.
Yeah.
And I said to the boys, I was like, dude, Hunter's doing like that line in the whoops that he started doing right at the start of the main event. That ended up being the fastest line the whole time through the main event.
Yeah.
And he was also just kind of skimming the second set of whoops where the other two were kind of sending it over.
Yeah.
And honestly, I feel like it was just the most veteran ride of his to be like, all right, I'm taking that line. That's going to be the line at the end of the night. Yep. So that's what I'm doing. And then I'm not going to jump this, like send it over this. It has to be more of a toll on your body to commit to that every lap and then get the bike stopped with more momentum.
Mm-hmm.
He's given away a fraction of a tenth there, and he was just fast. He had places where he was fast. And yeah, I just think like to latch on to Eli and Ken, he wasn't able to do that last week. And I'm going to rewind back to Anaheim. I think that his Anaheim ride, when you look at it with the context of this weekend, was really smart because he didn't want to risk passing Ando early and getting into a tussle when Ando was fresh.
Yeah.
And that let Jorge get away. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, he got pretty close to third on that night. Yeah. So, like, okay, if you look at this weekend, what could Hunter Lawrence have done better? Okay, get in third earlier than Anaheim. Stick to the boys, have something for him at the end because he was fast at the end of that moto.
Yep.
So he's just ticked all those boxes. He latched on, he led early, kind of beat out Kenny's charge, which is when Kenny's the most dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
And then same with Eli. When they did pass him, he latched on. He had already ridden the fastest lines that were going to be the fastest at the end of the main event.
Yeah.
And then he just did the same thing as he did at A1, just came on really strong at the end. And 2 more laps, he might have got Tomac. Like, Tomac was getting slower every lap in the whoops. Hunter was getting faster. And I think that was a turning point in his career in Supercross. And I think that night makes him a Supercross championship contender for me. I honestly, as much as I'm a Glazer and as much as he's literally one of my favorite people, I would not have said he's done enough for me to be like legit
He's in it.
money favorite. Like, he just still had stuff to prove. And it's like,
yeah,
he hasn't won a race. And, like last weekend, the bookies had him as more of a shot to win than Coop. And I'm like, hey, he's never even won a race. Like, I love him. I'm his biggest fan. Let's be for real. Like, let's let
that's funny.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, let's let him win. Like, let's
Something
let him do
first.
the things that he has to do to justify this.
Yeah.
I think that's only fair. This did that. He's a championship contender. He's probably going to win multiple races this year. He's going to get better the worse the tracks are.
Yeah.
Just like unbelievably good performance. And the same thing that I said about Degan, just like having some spots like the triple, the Chance Hymas murder scene triple. After that right-hander, he was so fast through there. He was so fast through the whoops. Like, he had great lines. He was fast on the over-under. So, yeah, I don't know. That's my rant on just how good that ride was.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
Hold on, I want to comment on that too.
Oh,
because
okay. Hell yeah, Uncle Ty, let's go.
Well, because I don't think like the average fan knows how impressive it was for him to hold Kenny at bay for those first 3 laps. Like, when I seen that, I was like, oh shit. Hunter came to play, bro. Like, there's a really good chance he could win this main event if he could put Kenny at bay, because the amount of speed that Kenny has in those first 3 laps is remarkable on how much intensity, on how much where like he can go on the track, what you can protect, where you need to be fast, where you need to be smart. Like, just him keeping Kenny at bay for those 3 laps impressed me so much. And then going back to last weekend, like Chase, like that last main event charge at Anaheim 1, he did the same thing at San Diego. So we got to assume that that's going to be kind of Hunter's formula, like moving forward, is like, if he can be up front in those main events, if he's winning, you're not going to get him at the end of the race because he's going to be more comfortable. And if he's in second, you better be ready for that push at the end of the event, because he's going to get more comfortable. He's going to figure it out, and he's going to be faster at the end of the main event.
And he's such a good starter. Like, look at the outdoors, look at Motocross of Nations. I think that he doesn't have many Supercross 450 starts. So there's that. But if you think about how good his starts are outdoors, I think once he finds that same rhythm in Supercross, granted, it's probably a little bit harder to get a good start in Supercross, obviously. But I just think you're right, and I think he's going to get more starts than he doesn't as the season gets on.
Yeah, well, let me put this plain and simple for the boys. Hunter Lawrence, his breakout ride was San Diego, and the boys on the track better watch out, because it's about to be time. Moving on to our last guy that I want to talk about, which was a little frustrating this weekend. I'm not going to lie. It's our boy, Big 9-4, Ken Roczen. I had him for the dub in San Diego. And when I seen the fight out of Ken Roczen to put Tomac in his place, I was like, oh yeah, we on. And then I seen 7 minutes. And at that 7-minute mark, I seen a glisten in Tomac's eyes that said, I'm about to get this job done. And I said, here we go. Let's see it. And unfortunately, I don't know if it was the bike, because I do have some insider information. Ken Roczen did make a change in San Diego for the very first time.
Ooh.
For the very first time. Okay, we made a little change, in San Diego. So that was interesting.
What was it?
I think they did some high speed adjustments. I don't know exactly.
Did he ride Robbie Wageman's forks?
He definitely did not go to the. I'll tell you right now, if there's one thing Ken Roczen's going to do, it's going to be he's dictating everybody else's setup. The last thing Ken Roczen is going to do is be like, oh, yeah, let me ride your bike. He's going to ride your bike and be like, dude, this thing's a POS. And you're going to be the one asking to ride Ken Roczen's bike. But either way, he made a slight change, but it was a little weird to see Ken Roczen fly off the track, but I think that was just line setup on the finish line.
Line selection.
Yes, on the finish line, because he kind of like had to lift up over Hunter Lawrence one time, and then he did like a cross up with Eli. But he did go off the track by himself in the whoops, and then he had a gnarly slide out in the whoops, like on the second or third lap.
Yeah, dude.
That was. I'm wondering if his bike wasn't perfect for that main event. Is that what we seen?
Yeah, 100%.
That's what I seen.
I saw that in the whoops as well. The thing just started spinning and he could not get it back. Had that jump where he kind of jumped off the track on the triple.
Yeah.
So I don't, and that's what I think happened with Jet last year in San Diego. Like Eli just had the bike on that track. He loves that dirt. It's like the 6th time he's won San Diego. And I just think that Jet didn't have the 450 to beat Eli's 450 last year. I just think, and maybe that was the same with Kenny. It won't be like that every weekend. There's going to be weekends where that's the exact opposite. So I just think that's the level. That's the level that the sport's at now. You know?
Ty, anything else you want to talk about in the 450 main event before we move on?
Me being glad I didn't buy Prado stock.
Hey, that's something that I kind of want to get you guys' take on. In an interview that I saw on Jorge, Prado said that he's very uncomfortable riding in the pack in Supercross. He needs to get more comfortable, and it's just really concerning because he was like 10th, 11th, and then he dropped down to 13th. So it's kind of tough if he doesn't get a start to see if he's going to fight his way up, and like how fast do you think he can get comfortable riding, in the tight quarters of Supercross with other people and still be kind of slicing and dicing.
To be honest, I'm not worried. I'm not worried about Jorge at all. Like after what I've seen at Anaheim 1 on that KTM and the comfort level, this is what I expected to see his first year over here, as like kind of like a rookie in Supercross, was like a good race and then a bad race and then a good race and a bad race, because he talked about, like you said, how he can't come through the pack, like he has a hard time. Well, he's not used to having such close quarters in Supercross and not having a 65-foot wide track like they do in MXGP. You know what I mean? Like some of the tracks in MXGP, it's like, dude, like it's a football field wide. Like, okay, yeah, it's easy to pass when it's a football field wide. But, he's not used to that. I seen the speed that I need to see. He qualified P2. He got one bad start. That's all right. 3 or 4 rounds down, if he is 10th and drops to 13th, yeah, fine. But I'm expecting probably a top 5 out of Jorge Prado at A2. That's my expectation. For me, it's no way.
I am not so optimistic. I think.
Thank you, Jace.
I'm being honest on this show. This is great.
Yes.
So Jorge Prado's never been a guy that comes through the pack. Like he's famous for only really winning from the front. And the thing is, so he's very interesting because it's like, all right, I'm going to go full MMA, right?
Come on.
You can have a guy that's like an amazing striker and he doesn't really wrestle. He doesn't really do a lot of ground stuff. He's not good off the cage. But it's like, if he touches you, you'd go to sleep. So that's the kind of rider that Jorge Prado is. And Eli Tomac is like Khabib. Khabib can
Just
go
do it all.
anywhere, do any, like wherever you want to go, buddy, let's do this. And so it's very interesting though, right? Because like Jorge is elite. So you have to think of Jorge Prado as a guy that has an elite skill set.
Yes.
And that elite skill set, when the game plan goes right, he's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
But when the game plan doesn't go right, he's going to do exactly what he did on the weekend, you know? And so if you look at heat race, perfect, great starts in both really, but hasn't made a pass. Main event, didn't make a pass at Anaheim. This main event started 9th, got 13th, didn't make a pass.
It's good points for sure.
So statistically speaking, he hasn't passed anyone this season.
Hey, facts.
What up, fool?
So,
what you know about that?
So look, you guys have got me feeling frisky, and look, that's like just honest, you know what I mean? And everyone will say it. Like it doesn't make Jorge Prado not an absolute savage that's going to be
just a straight
unreal.
G.
Like watching him in practice, I'm like, he might be the best person to ever ride Supercross. Like, the style and the way that he's riding and his posture and his technique, bro, he's unbelievable right now.
Boys, go ahead.
He's going to just have to operate. He's just going to have to operate in his zone. And you got to know what his zone is. And he's just, if for him to do well in the US, he'll just do what he did to be successful in Europe. And that's get amazing starts and be top 3. And will lead to championships if he can do it enough.
But the problem is, I'm going to close it out because I'm going to kind of round it all together. But like that's all good and dandy. But the problem is that you have so many elite-ists over here. We have Jet Lawrence is out. That is probably one of the most amazing riders that we've ever seen in our generation, let alone he's a good starter. Then you have Eli Tomac. Then we have Ken Roczen. Then we have Jet Lawrence's brother, Hunter Lawrence. Like, when
Chase
you have
Sexton.
Those guys, Chase Sexton. When you guys have those guys,
he's in the Dragons lair, bro. 100%.
Yes. Like you
good
can't
luck.
just rely. You can't rely.
Good luck.
Rely on starts. I mean, yes, that'll work sometimes, but you're going to be battling 3 or 4 guys any given weekend. So he needs to take the time and really just be able to relax and take constructive criticism on how to ride in Supercross and take chances and calculated risk to ride Supercross close with other people. And it's going to be a learning curve for sure. He's just got to be able to learn it this year and be competitive next year in that, fighting, combat, slicing and dicing scenario where it's a weakness. So he needs to make it a strength if he wants to even be close to winning a championship over here.
Oh, you guys, man, I love you guys. I just want to say this shit is sick. I love dirt bikes. And too, you know what I was thinking about too is like Jase was talking about how Jorge's like the best rider at Supercross. I live for the fucking emotional roller coaster of being a media guy,
bro. But
dude.
Hey, did everybody see the skip tire tap triple and then on off that
was not on purpose. Come on, was it?
Anybody else do it?
It
was on purpose, bro? I didn't see anybody else do it.
I mean, whatever it was badass. All right, well, we want to thank our sponsors, Twisted Tea. Go grab some Twisted Tea at your local liquor store, grocery store. Dirt Trick Sprockets, 300 hours out of your sprocket and made in America. That's a couple bikes, boys. Use Track Talkers 26 at your code at checkout. Stan Benson Racing. Grab some ETS Fuel Pirelli tires and whatever else you need. They're located in Bakersfield and online. Guts Racing Seats used by the best. Ken Roczen. SKDA Graphics now on board with HRC and Hunter Lawrence, the guy we're talking about on the show. If you haven't, grab some graphics from those guys. Great people. Everybody supporting the show. Support them so we can keep this thing going. Now, next segment of the show, one of my favorite segments, boys. Welcome to Moto Court. Court is in session. All right. So, what we are going to debate on this Moto Court session, which, what do they call it in real life?
Yeah, court is in session.
Yeah, but like, gosh, I had the word earlier.
The jury?
No. It'll come to me later. But either way, the thing we're going to
You're off your
debate
game now, dude.
is, what was Deegan's takeout justified? That is the question. Jace, since you are our guest, pick your side. Was it or was it not justified?
I'm just going to say yes in the fact that he's trying to win.
Okay. Tyler, that means, unfortunately, your side is not justified. So how we're going to do this is you get 1.5 minutes. You get 90 seconds to plead your case on why it was justified or why it wasn't justified. And because, Jace, you are our guest, you have 90 seconds to prove to everybody and myself that, yes, this Deegan pass was justified, taking out my best friend, Max Anstie, for the win. So your 90 seconds starts now. Good luck.
Ladies and gentlemen, my client, Danger Boy Degan, is first and foremost an upstanding Supercross citizen with no blemishes on his record thus far.
Oh, I love it.
Look, he's not paid to be Max Anstie's friend. He's not paid to get second. He's paid to win. He's flying to every race in a private jet. He's making YouTube videos every single weekend. This kid needs to win, and he is going to do whatever it takes to do it, and love it or hate it. While he is in the process of doing this, the sport is going to be bigger and better for it. Max Anstie, go home, make a tea, deal with it. Come out and beat him next weekend. Where am I at on time?
Okay, I mean, that's good enough. If you want to cut it short, cut it short. That was a great opening statement. Uncle Ty, you're on, dude. 90 seconds. Why is this pass not justified? Go.
My little boy Deegan. Okay. I'm 32 years old. I gave it my best shot. I was trying to stay in front of you, but when you caught me, I knew you were going to pass me. I went up high in the corner. I had 6 inches left on my front wheel and my tough block, and you decided to pop the clutch and roost right into my front wheel. You knew what you were doing. I wasn't going to try to cut you down and take you on the nuts because I practiced with you every single day of the week this last week at your custom-built San Diego Supercross track. I obviously know that you're faster, and I gave up the position. The least you could do is just let me stay up so I can have the red plate one more round so I could get a little extra bonus money to be on the podium. And now you took me down. You're taking food off the table for my family. Yours is coming next weekend, bro. Retaliation's real.
Okay, cry me a river.
You got another 10 seconds. You got anything else you want to say?
Look,
we're teammates, bro. What are we doing on this teammate crime, bro?
Okay.
Quit being a pussy, bro.
Oh,
I live my life a quarter mile at a time, right?
Oh shit. Okay, well, with all jokes aside, you heard it from the boys. Comment below. Who do you guys think is on the right side? Is Deegan justified or not justified of making this aggressive pass against Max Anstie? I think one thing that we did cover in Moto Court is that, yes, it was intentional. This was an intentional pass. Now, I can see both sides of this. I see the fact that Max Anstie let him by. I can see that, it was like, okay, I checked up. I'm getting out of the way. You go. I can also see the fact what Jase is saying, dude. We're fighting for money. Money is on the table. My legacy is on the table. This is what's going on. I have to get the job done. If I don't get the job done this weekend, I am going to hear it from absolutely every single hater in the world is going to come rain down on me. With that being said, Deegan made his own bed. So that is the path that he chose. Now, the big question
Did Deegan,
to me,
did Deegan get any more license points against his license
I haven't
points?
seen it. I haven't seen it.
So they haven't dropped that yet?
No, they haven't taken the what do you want to call it? Like the AMA penalty. But what did get reviewed from the AMA is the Chase Sexton pass, the Danger Boy Deegan pass, Ken Roczen going off the track, and then one other thing was under race review. So once we get that stuff, we'll post that up on our Instagram. But back to the main topic. Let's get real about this, boys. Deegan did not have to take him out, right? Right, Jase?
No.
I mean, did he have to take him out? What do you think that's just the way of Deegan, right?
Well, I mean, I think that it was, and I don't know, maybe I'll get roasted for this, but
We get
I
roasted
think
for
it was
everything.
like, yeah, I mean, I guess no matter what,
Yeah.
it'll be a shit take. But it's like, it wasn't aggressive enough for me to be like, yeah, that was he was pretty much trying to take him out. Like, I can also see a world where Deegan does exactly that and Max doesn't fall.
Yeah.
And then
Yes.
and then it's like just a completely different conversation. So it's so borderline. Like, yeah, he went in there and he literally swerved right to get up at him. But like, I just don't know. Like, yeah, I can see a world where that doesn't take Max down. Different conversation. So I just think, like, okay, let's go Shimoda WSX. Can't say the same thing. So to me, it just doesn't go hard enough on my radar to like really go in on Deegan for it. But at the same time, like, and I said this about the kitchen thing, I'm like, bro, you live by the sword, you die by the sword. It worked for almost every championship that he's been in.
Yes.
You look at how aggressive he rides, you look at how much he's bullied people on and off the track.
Yeah.
And it hasn't cost him $1 until Levi Kitchen cleaned him out in St. Louis.
Yep.
So it's like, so far.
Well, it cost him $500,000, but yeah.
Yeah, but he's probably won $3 million in the meantime.
Yeah, but I mean, $500,000 would like do a lot.
Yeah, but $3 million of winning.
Yes,
to like
it's very
lose
true.
to lose $500,000 once. Like, if someone said to me, "Oh yeah, I'll give you $3 million or $500,000,"
it's not even a question.
$3 million and saying, yeah, sweet.
Yeah.
So I mean, from that pure standpoint, do I love it? Not really. I mean, I really want to see a straight up battle for the championship with Max, because Max is unreal. And also, Max gave probably one of the best podium or like a post where, bro, like, what do you think about this pass, Max? He's like, oh, okay, yeah, wow, oh, yeah. Gee whiz, really cleaned my clock there, didn't he? Told me over like a stack of shit. Oh, mate, hit the turf like gravel. I'm just like, bro, don't ever change, man. Don't ever change.
He really is the best.
Don't ever change.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking ahead because, okay, so I've been really thinking hard about the Deegan strategy, right? And it's the same every year. What he does is he tries to get you 1v1, which is a great strategy. What he does is he figures out, okay, this is going to be the guy that I'm fighting, right? This is going to be my championship fight. And then he tries to get you 1v1. And what he tries to do is get you to focus on the hatred of him. So he tries to get you 1v1, he isolates you, and then he tries to get you to hate him. So now you're working off of, oh, I hate Deegan, I gotta get him back, and there's still 22 other guys that you need to focus on. If Max can somehow, this is what I would do in this particular situation. I've been thinking about this a lot. I would try to think about probably like Levi Kitchen. So, and then I would say, well, the fastest guy on the track is Levi Kitchen. And start doing little jabs underneath where I'm not worried about Degan. I know what Degan's going to do. That's playing on the plate. I got to worry about the fastest guy and let that bother Degan, because what is going to bother Degan? This is what's going to bother Degan. And from outside looking in, the things that bother Degan are, one, he's a kid and he wants to be the coolest kid on the block, right? Like, that's what I see is Degan just being the absolute man. So if you take him off that pedestal, right, that's how you're going to beat him somehow. Because he puts you in this 1v1, and then you're against this colossal guy, Haiden Deegan, which he's the fucking man at doing. And then once he gets you 1v1, you're toast. You're not going to beat the kid. It's not going to happen. So you got to try to get the bigger picture of everything. That's the first thing. And then the other thing you got to do, in my opinion, is I think the weakest thing of a 20-year-old has got to be thinking that you know a lot. So you got to surprise the kid with something. You got to throw a wrench that he would never think would ever happen in this entire world, and you got to throw him for a loop. That would be my strategy if I was Max. What's the take, boys?
You said a lot.
I know I said a lot, but this is complex. I'm telling you, this kid, Degan, has this down to a mathematical science on what he's did. I mean, we're literally watching it like it's like a fucking deja vu year after year. Are we not?
I mean,
it's like literally the same thing. It's first round, great job. You did great from Degan. Second round, you're starting to do good. Oh, that's not going to fly. By the third round, he's talking shit straight to your face.
I know, but Max, like some rounds, has, I think, enough speed just to beat Degan. Like, don't even worry.
But I mean,
about
he did
Degan
at San Diego. He did at San Diego, and look what happened to him.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You cannot let Degan have an opportunity at all, because clearly slowing up isn't good enough. Degan's going to drag you down to the ground, because that's how he's made.
Yeah, but now Max is just going to chop his front wheel off. Like,
yeah,
because Max would be in a better spot now if he was fighting for the position than giving up the position.
Yeah.
But here's the problem with Degan, and this is what you're just going to have to deal with.
Yep.
With him in any class, right? I'm just going to go full jiu-jitsu.
I love it.
There's guys that they're bullies and they're good.
Yep.
So you kind of can't really fuck with them.
Exactly.
Without really putting yourself out there and being willing to get in a fight. And I mean, I've done jiu-jitsu for 8 years. I've trained in a lot of different gyms. The reality of jiu-jitsu is it's not this gentle, nice art. There's a lot of egos. There's a lot of fucking dudes taking testosterone.
Yeah.
There's guys that go in that gym every day to win fights, you know?
Yeah.
And if they're better than you, then they can just do what they want. And you've kind of got to cop it. And it's like getting in a fight with your big brother. I don't know if you guys ever had fights. Your big brother can just like bully you until you one day turn around and punch him in the mouth enough to get his respect, or you fight and get beat up. And it's a very, you can talk about what he should do on the track, this and that, and how he should, you know, like what he should say and how he should ride and what he should do off starts, but it just doesn't matter if you're not prepared to get into a fight.
Yeah.
And the reason why, so like what we saw with Levi, this is just me like fully psychoanalyzing.
I love
Levi just said at St. Louis, fuck this guy.
Yeah.
Like, that's it.
Straight up.
100%.
I'm gonna clean this dude out. He's gonna lose the championship and suck shit. And then he does lose, and that's the biggest that anyone's ever stood up to the bully.
Yeah.
And then at the press conference, Degan doubles down. and goes even harder. And so it's like you're in the fight. So to beat Degan, you literally have to beat him in a fight. And it's if someone's going to beat him, it's going to come down to who's not scared enough to get into a fight. And the reason why I think Joe did so well against him is Joe was better than him at times this year, to the point where Haiden couldn't beat him, you know?
Yeah.
And it's a lot like that in the gym. Like there's guys that have beat me for years, and then I just kind of get good enough to beat them. And then once you that whole dynamic changes, and now you're the dude that beats them. And they have to have that same, they either kind of be like, all right, whatever, respect. And then you have good battles and you go back and forth and the dynamic changes. But until you are just straight up better than someone, or you earn their respect, or you win the fight, like I don't see the outcome being that much different, you know. And that's saying that Degan keeps being as good as he was on Saturday night.
Yeah, I mean, I think the point I was trying to make, and I think the fighting metaphor is perfect, is Degan is the best in the world at the ground and pound, and he keeps doing it over and over again. But there's more than one way to win the fight. You got to keep Degan on his feet. And I think that's the point I'm trying to make, is you got to surprise this kid somehow. You can get into, you're going to have to fight him. That's no question. You nailed that on the head. There is no getting out of the fight. But what you have to do is you have to put him in a part of the fight that you're good at and he's not, because he is the best at the ground and pound. There's no question.
The other thing that you guys have to remember, and this is the great thing about going to Star and seeing it, is Max has to deal with him on Monday. He has to deal with him on Tuesday. He has to deal with him on Wednesday. He has to deal with him on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That's a toll, man. So this fight that we're talking about, this doesn't just like reset and Max gets to go home and live his life and chill until he like has to fight this guy again next Saturday night. No,
well,
this fight is going on every day.
That's not totally true, because now he has his new facility and he only rides with Cooper Webb and I think Justin Cooper, or is it only Cooper Webb? That's what I heard at the track. So I don't know that for a fact.
But they still run together. They still cycle together. They're still in the gym together.
Yeah.
And like, bro, he chirps at these guys.
Yeah.
He chirps at Coop. He chirps at Coop.
Yeah. I mean, if there's one guy that I think who could do it, it's a total guy on the opposite side of the spectrum of Max Anstie, where he's just that old and he's been through the ringer, but he's got the championships to back it up, and the kid's good. There's no doubt about that. You know what I mean? You just got to give him his flowers where he's earned them. Degan is a master. There's no other way to put it. And whatever Max does this season is going to be difficult. That fight is going to be one of the hardest fights. But with that being said, if he can come out on top somehow, it's probably going to be one of those most memorable championships that we've ever seen, and the one he'll remember for the rest of his life. So either way, no matter what way you put it, the fans are in for, you know, one of the greatest 250 seasons of our lives, because Max has set it up. So it's going to be freaking awesome. With that being said, let's move on to the last segment of the show. Let's wrap this thing up because it's going long. Let's talk about next week's predictions. Okay, we got Anaheim 2. We know what happened at Anaheim. We've already been there. We know what happened at San Diego. Jace, I'll let you go first. Give us your top 3 in the 250F class, and then give us your top 3 in the 450 class. And yes, they have to be in order.
Degan, Max, Kitchen.
Ooh. Okay.
Or Degan, Kitchen, Max.
Okay. No, you got to pick one or the other.
All right. Degan. I'm just going to throw a Kitchen amongst the pigeons.
I love it.
But yeah, Degan, Kitchen, Max.
Okay.
There we go.
And then I'm going to say Eli, Hunter, Ken. Oh, no, Coop.
Oh,
Eli.
Huge
Hunter
bounce back
and
weekend
Coop.
for Coop.
Coop, bro. Coop's on paper result has been way worse than his actual riding. think about main event before the restart at A1. He was winning the race.
I agree. Like he's been ripping, but he's just been
and Sexton
bad
took him
luck.
out. Yeah, Sexton took him out in the main. So
yeah.
I mean, just for reference for everybody, I'm hitting the panic button for Cooper Webb. 21 points down is a lot. But Ty, let's get your predictions.
All right, 250s.
Yep.
I'm gonna go Max.
Numero uno?
Yep. Levi
Okay.
Kitchen, second. Chance Hymas, third.
Really?
damn.
So just like, holy manoli. So Degan doesn't even make the podium.
I just think he's gonna have I think it's gonna be a different type of track, and he didn't have a good round one. So I think he's not gonna have a good round two.
Okay.
Right. Also, real quick, how's the fans in San Diego just being the most savage fans in Supercross, booing him incessantly?
Bro, we said it once.
35 minutes from where he grew up.
Yeah, we'll say it once, we'll say it again, bro. You dig your own grave, dog. I mean, the fans were just, it was literally.
It was loud.
It
You
was
know what it felt like?
wild.
You know what it felt like, Jace? It felt like Denver last year, didn't it? I got a flashback of Denver when the crowd booed him after he took out Davies.
Wild, bro.
I mean,
Yeah,
full on.
It might have been louder.
It might have been. It might have been.
And it didn't come through on the broadcast. So for people that are listening that weren't at the race, they booed him to the point where I couldn't hear his post-race speech.
Hey, I heard the boos a little bit in the post race speech. I could hear it a little bit, but it didn't seem
so
that loud.
No,
it was like
it was crazy.
It engulfed the stadium. I mean, dude, this is what happens in these shows. We could literally go on for probably another 2 hours. Okay.
Yeah,
it's like insane.
3 hour shows.
Yes. Okay, Ty.
450 podium.
Yep.
Next weekend.
Yep. Come on.
I think Hunter for the win.
Oh.
Damn.
Eli Tomac for second, and then Kenny for third.
Okay.
Love it. Love it.
Kenny for third. All right. Here we go. 250s for 7 deuce. You ready for this?
Yes.
I'm ready, mate.
Levi Kitchen, numero uno.
Oh.
Ooh.
I'm telling you, the speed's got to come out at some point, and he's going to be pissed off enough to where he's just going to get it done. Levi,
I love it.
number 1. Number 2, Haiden Deegan.
Okay.
I got to go Haiden Deegan. Number
I want to
3,
watch that main event.
number 3,
Yeah.
Max Anstie. I got to go Max. I think he's going to be solid. I think he's going to have a great bounce back. I don't think he wants to do anything crazy. I hope he does something crazy, but just for fan experience for A2, but I really don't think so. I think Max right now, he sees -1 and he's looking big picture. All right.
Oh, he's so in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 450. Whew. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for this, Jase. Okay, just in advance. All right. We're gonna go Ken Roczen, number 1.
Oh, doubling down.
Yes, and I feel that because if we go
Big Suzuki guy over here.
yes,
Big Suzuki. He picked him last weekend too, Jace.
but this is my reasoning. Okay. We struggled in 8. We struggled at San Diego. We're gonna be super pissed off. And now we know we got to win. Okay? But we rode really, really well at A1. And Tomac and Kenny were going back to back. And we almost got the whole shot this weekend in San Diego. So if we can take that whole shot from San Diego and put the speed of A1 at A2 track, dub. Okay.
I'm here for it.
Spot number 2. Chase Sexton.
Oh,
I believe. Spot number 3 goes to number 3, Eli Tomac.
Damn. Not even putting Hunter in third.
You know what? You want to know why? This is why. I'm sorry, Jace. I apologize in advance. But dude, 2 years ago, Hunter Lawrence didn't even make the main at A1. Okay. 1 year ago, he got 11th. Then this last year, he really rode. He rode okay, but it did not look like San Diego. And clearly the A1 dirt is different than the San Diego dirt. And they still have mentioned, I've heard behind the curtain, and I even heard it in the press conference, that they're still trying to make the bike better, which is kind of crazy. But we go back to A1, not really the best place for that Honda, it seems like. So I'm going to put him in the 4th place spot, which is not on the top 3, but that's going to be our takes. So Jase, Eli Tomac, Hunter Lawrence, Cooper Webb for the 450 class, 250 class, Degan, Kitchen, Max Anstie, Uncle Ty, Hunter Lawrence for the number 1 spot, Eli Tomac for number 2, Kenny for number 3, 250 class, Max for number 1, Levi for number 2, Hymas for number 3, and me, myself, Ken Roczen, Chase Sexton. Yes, believe it. Eli Tomac in the 3rd spot, and for the 250s, Levi at number 1, Haiden Deegan, Max Anstie. All right, boys. Well, that was a long-ass show, longer than we've done in a long time. That was a lot of longs. But anything else you guys want to touch on before we go? Let's wrap this thing up, yeah?
I mean, yeah, if you guys want to come hang Friday night, Laguna Beach, it is, there's tickets on our website for the premiere. Just really wanted to do something cool for this. It's kind of a very different video, putting a lot of effort into these, just trying to do something cool for Moto. I feel like there used to be a ton of events and stuff before Supercross.
Yep.
And like things that you could do. We don't really do it that much anymore.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was like, let's do something fun. This was a super cool project. And just cool. Like, I mean, I'm just inviting a lot of fun people, like, you know, yourselves, and we just coming, Tom Janae, like we used a bunch of this footage. So just really trying to have a kind of a cool, fun night for everyone to mingle. And Deuce, I need a Suzuki 450. Hook me up. I'm a believer. I'm gonna get REP to do the suspension.
Bro, the problem.
I'm gonna get REP.
That's the guy. That's the guy, dude.
Bro, I just need it. I'm a believer. The win on Saturday, sell on Monday. It's working on me. I want a Suzuki 450. I know you know the people, so let's make it happen, brother.
Dude, I know the right people. I'm just saying though, the problem is we don't sell 350s over at Suzuki. So I don't know if that's an issue. Bro. Oh, we'll take a 450. We're 450 guy now.
Yeah. Hey, I've been riding the Yamaha 450 for like the last couple of years. So I'm sort of slowly getting my head around the whole 450 thing.
Oh, that's so funny. I can't look, I can't even with the 350. Don't get me started on the 350 thing. Yeah,
but that's because you weigh 300 pounds, bro. You're all muscle. You're just a unit.
Bro, let me tell you this right now, Jase. It ain't all muscle, my boy. It's stacked on bro. Taco Bell and some other shit after the season. You know what I'm saying?
I seen you, bro. You're a rig.
I love it. Well, like Jay said, 100 hours with Joe Shimoda exclusive screening January 23rd at the Rivian South Coast Theater in Laguna Beach. It starts at 6:30. The ticket sales are online on the website. If you guys go over there, grab a ticket to that. It's going to be a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Like Jay said, he's put in so much effort behind the scenes to make this happen, and this is something that is very special behind the scenes look with one of our favorite riders, Joe Shimoda. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't, subscribe. Every single week we tell you, but tell your mom, your brother, your sister, your cousin, your dad, your grandma, grandpa about Track Talkers. That's how we grow. We appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you after the next round. Peace.
Wait, I gotta say one more thing, boys.
Hit me.
You guys are doing a really, really, really good job. You guys are crushing. So I just wanted to let you know appreciate what you do. This was a lot of fun. And you guys have been doing amazing work. So just keep doing what you're doing because I love it.
Oh, that puts a smile on my face. I appreciate that, Jace, especially coming from you, dude. You do such a cool job. I mean, the insight you give is amazing. But to all the Track Talkers fans and the viewers, we appreciate you watching, and we'll see you next week. Peace.